Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. So it's the start of a new year and Happy New Year to you all. I hope you've all had a good one and a safe one. And I just thought I'd do a little bit of a sort of kind of year in review for Escape from Tarkov from my perspective. And this is now my second year of playing the game, and I've got to say that 2019 it kind of took over my life. Definitely wasn't playing many other games other than Tarkov. There's been a bit of Battlefield in there, a bit of Call of Duty, but not much in the way of anything else. Tarkov has been my main daily game that I've been playing, although I don't get to play it daily, but it's the one that I do on a weekend. It's the one that I play with my good squad, my good friends, and don't tend to bother too much with other games. And I certainly have put off purchasing other games because I knew I wouldn't have time to play them due to playing Escape from Tarkov. So, and even things like Origin, where I've got Origin Premier and I've got the new Star Wars game, I haven't even launched that once since it came out. It is installed. I did put it on with the intention of playing it over the Christmas holidays, and I haven't even touched it. I've just not bothered. Any time that I've been able to game, I've just come straight to Tarkov. So if you go back to Christmas 2018, Christmas Day, we had a huge patch for the game come out. It brought labs, it brought the customs extension to that map, lots of other gear out and guns, etc. And I think it was update 11.2. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 11.2, and arguably the game at that moment in time was in a very good place. You had the new map, you had the extension to customs, everybody was enjoying it. Yes, the game build wise it wasn't in a great place. We had a lot of desync issues, a lot of lag issues, etc, but in terms of content the game was doing very, very well. Then fast forward a couple of months and we had 11.7 drop. Didn't really bring too much in the way of improvements to the game, didn't bring a whole lot of new gear into the game. We had a wipe, and then we had this massive void from 11.7 to 12, almost, I think it was nearly 7 months, 6-7 months, 197 days. How many months is that? I don't know, but it was quite a while. It was a long wait for 12 to come out, and the main reason for that was that we was moving to Unity 2018, which was a big move for the game. So for a massive chunk of 2019, development of the game, as far as players was concerned, had stopped. There was nothing new coming to the game, nothing was changing. Yes, Battlestate, to their credit, were keeping up with hotfixes, keeping things moving, keeping the game patched up and put together, but it was kind of like a patient that was dying on the operating table, and eventually it needed a good shot in the arm of something, and that shot in the arm was when they brought out patch 0.12. That has been an absolute revelation for this game. You can't really downplay just what that patch has done for this game in terms of bringing new players in terms of stabilising the game, in terms of giving it a better foundation for the future, because with this graphics engine now it should be able to push on and do a lot better than what it was before. It's a lot more stable, desyncs less, lag is less, stutters are down. They are still there to a certain degree, but it's definitely not to the point where it makes you, want to rage quit on this game quite often. Now with the advent of 0.12, you've had some new people come into this game. Most notably Shroud has started playing the game now. Now I don't know how true it is, but I have heard that he's had the game for quite a while, but didn't like how it was working previously. He didn't like the performance, so he didn't play it. He needed the game to be in a more stable place for it to be something that he would regularly play on his stream. 0.12 give him that platform. He moved over to Mixer, and as far as I know, he is predominantly just streaming Escape from Tarkov now. Guy like that brings a lot of big following with him. It's going to bring a lot of new people to the game, bigger exposure for the game. He recently took part in his first podcast. I think it was his first one anyway. So yeah, it brought a lot more exposure to the game, which can only be a good thing. More people coming in, it's going to get more people buying the game, it's going to get more revenue for Battlestate games, which hopefully will be put back into the development of the game. Maybe even they're able to hire some new people to push development on, you never know. But then you've had recently, within the last few days, Dr. Disrespect has picked up the game. Now I think this is due to the popularity of Escape from Tarkov recently, with the drops that you can do on Twitch. If you don't know what the drops are, basically if you've got a Twitch account, you can link your Twitch account to your Escape from Tarkov account. If you then go over to Twitch and you watch approved streamers of Escape from Tarkov, so you've got Veritas, Deadly Slob, Pestilly, Cotton, the main guys, and there are a lot of others as well. If you watch them, you will get random drops into your inventory entry in Twitch that you can then redeem within Escape from Tarkov. So you're getting anything from a bar of soap up to a thick weapons case, items cases, all sorts of things are dropping. So I've seen a lot of people say that they've watched a stream for 2 minutes and had something really good drop. I've seen some people say they've watched a stream, they've had it running for 17 hours and not received anything. I think it's just a kind of lottery at the moment as to what you will or won't get. But this has pushed the viewership up of Escape from Tarkov on Twitch to levels where it's beating Fortnite. It's beating Fortnite out. And the other day there was somebody that commented on a Facebook page that I am part of, and they said at that moment in time, Dr. Disrespect, and I don't know what he was streaming at the time, but he had 18,500 people watching him stream whatever he was streaming. At the same time, Pastilli had 70,000 people watching him stream Escape from Tarkov. Now, of course, the drops mean that a lot more people are in. They're not actively taking part in the streams, they're just lurking there to wait to get the drops. But again, it pushes the popularity of the game, it gets it up the charts in Twitch, it gets people watching it, and it's got to the point where Dr. Disrespect has decided that he will play the game. Now, whether or not this guy is going to stick around and play the game for long, I don't know. Has he just jumped on the bandwagon because the views are high and it'll get him a bit more viewership? I really don't know. He's kind of one of those guys that polarizes opinion. You either like him or you hate him. I don't really have an opinion on him because I've never really watched much of him. I just remember him a fair bit from when I used to play PUBG, and I think he's still been playing that as far as I know. But he's jumped in. Like him or loathe him, he brings exposure to the game, which is only a good thing. As I say, more people that watch it, the more people that are tempted to buy it. That's added revenue for Battlestate, brings in, the more money that's coming in, the better they can push development of this game on. So I think all in all, whilst a large chunk of 2019 wasn't that good for Escape from Tarkov, I think the beginning of the year and definitely the end of the year have been absolutely stellar, and I just think it's going to lead to really good things in the new year. Obviously, we're looking at a big update in March, which I will think will bring voice over IP into the game. I think more people are looking forward to Steam audio, which I am definitely looking forward to. Audio in the game, I wouldn't say it's really bad, but it does need to have surround sound audio putting in there. This 2-channel audio in a game where you really need to work out where people are sometimes doesn't really work very well. Sound within the dorms on customs, I've noticed recently, is and the same goes for the Shoreline buildings in Shoreline. It sounds like people are walking past you if they are on the floor underneath or the floor above you. So it really does need Steam audio or a new audio system putting in. So we look forward to that this year. Obviously, we've got the new map, Streets of Tarkov. I don't think we're going to see that in March. I think that they're looking at about 6 months time for that, so I think we'll see that more towards the middle of the year. But I can understand that because it looks like it's going to be an absolutely massive map, and I think there's a lot of work to be done on that map. A lot of explorable buildings, a lot of places to go. It's been one of those maps that we've heard about for a long time. The next map will be Streets of Tarkov, and then we get labs, and then it's the next map will be Streets of Tarkov, we get interchange. The next map will be Streets of Tarkov, and then we get reserve. But it does look like that is going to be the next map that we get, so I'm highly looking forward to that. And yeah, as I say, the higher the exposure can go for the game, the better it is. So I think Battlestate games this holiday period have played an absolute blinder with this. Doing the drops on Twitch has been brilliant. It's brought a lot more people into the streams. The likes of Pastilli and some of the other streamers are getting really good support, they're getting good exposure, which can only be a good thing. I've seen some people say, well, the likes of Shroud and Dr. Disrespect, they don't deserve the views because they haven't bothered with this game before, and I can kind of understand that point of view. The likes of Cotton, Deadly Slop, Veritas, and a couple of others, they've been through and through Escape from Tarkov for quite a while now, and they don't get nowhere near the views that the likes of Shroud and Dr. Disrespect do. But those two guys being in it, those views will filter down to the likes of Veritas and Deadly Slob and others who are, in my opinion, better to watch than somebody like Shroud or Dr. Disrespect. Yes, they're very entertaining, but the likes of Veritas, Deadly Slob, Cotton, they can be quite educational with the game as well because they know the game inside and out, and they're not just here for the views, they are here to educate people on how to play the game. So yeah, I just think whoever takes up the game and plays it, I think it's good for the overall scene. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good time for Escape from Tarkov. There are issues with the game at the moment. There seems to be a lot more stutter coming into it. Definitely issues with servers recently. There's been a lot of issues of them basically going down altogether, but we are getting there. It's getting better. The game seems to be coming together quite nicely, and I just predict good things for it this year. I think 2020 is going to be a good year for the game. So that is it for my ramble and my sort of year in review. Sorry that I've gone on a little bit longer than I thought I would, but yeah, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.